the final What If episode.
Yeah, what
After all
if
this
is
time,
over?
it took forever. I didn't know how long this was going to take.
It definitely seemed like a much longer run than Loki seemed like.
Yeah, it felt like I think it felt like a slog. I feel it's just like we kind of talked about in depth about the things that we didn't like, but I will say this: I think the last two episodes kind of saved it. And I kind of wish that the weaker episodes were just as good as the last two episodes. If that was the case, it would have been.
I mean,
super
yeah, I
strong.
definitely agree with that. If the weaker episodes were as good as these last two, it would have been a good show.
Yeah, I saw this thing on Twitter. I didn't read it. It's on Twitter. Somebody just posts something. It's an article, but like I'm not going to click on that. And we need to. I think people need to. Somebody needs to study why we don't want to click on a longer article because it's something about that. But anyway, someone said like there's a reason why the MCU can't do standalone stories. It's kind of I don't know. I should click on the article.
They didn't. You didn't.
I didn't click on it. No, I was too busy.
I would love to know somebody's reasoning for that because I completely disagree.
I should find it. But what do you mean you disagree?
I mean, I think that if you look back at the episodes that we've recorded, some of our favorite movies out of the MCU are ones that were mostly standalone.
Yeah, but don't they all link up at some point?
They do, but some of them are very heavy-handed with it, and I guess some of them are more deft about it.
Yeah, if you go back to Shang-Chi, that definitely could be considered a one standalone.
Yeah,
no real. Yeah, but we're going to see Shang-Chi again at some point in the MCU. So I think
nothing wrong with that. I just think have your ensemble movies like the Avengers, but then also give your characters some room to breathe and like develop and tell interesting stories.
100%. But I think I don't know why I'm defending the guy that don't even know, but I think what he was saying was like, if you look at the what if episodes, like at some point, all those episodes kind of came back. Like the Doctor Strange episode, I seriously thought that Evil Strange was dead and would never come back. But it turned out that all the evil stuff that he did, the bad stuff he did, to get those powers, ended up saving the multiverse because he, was the guy who saved it and everything at the end. So I think in some ways there was always going to be a story, that the overall story they were trying to tell, and we didn't know that until the very end. And I'm thinking, if we knew that this was going to build up to a big finale, like united finale, would we have felt the same about it? I don't know.
So we're watching this on Disney Plus, right?
Yes.
Disney Plus also has Star Wars Visions on there. Have you seen any of that?
No. Well, those are standalones, right?
I haven't finished watching them, and as far as I can tell, they are completely standalone. And I wish that What If were more like Star Wars Visions.
I like that 100%. Did you ever watch the Animatrix way back in the day?
I know what you're talking about. It's like an anime version or anime stories about the Matrix universe.
Yes,
right?
They were standalone
I never saw
stories,
but I heard good things.
They were great, and I'm thinking that the Star Wars Visions were very much the same.
Yeah, and so Star Wars Visions is they worked with 7 different anime studios. And those anime studios, like each one, well, there's more than 7 episodes, so some of them must have done more than one episode, but each studio gets their own episode, and it's a completely different style of animation, which is kind of cool. I don't think they had to do that with What If, but it's cool in Star Wars Visions because you get the flavor of every animation studio's style, but they're completely self-contained stories. They don't, Luke Skywalker doesn't pop into every other one. And they're not tangled together. They're all telling separate stories. And it's kind of refreshing because they're pretty interesting stories.
And I kind of feel like that was what we could have had. Like, imagine if we got a bunch of different anime studios and they were all trying to tell different Marvel stories from different universes. Imagine like some I don't follow anime, but imagine a really great anime a cartoon person. I don't know. But anyway, a super anime person.
Even it doesn't even have to be like a different style. We both liked this style. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The style that they used for What If, but they could have given different writers their own episode of the show. and the writers could just go completely bonkers with whatever it was they wanted to tell in that story, and no worries about interconnecting to other what ifs or the rest of the MCU, because you're in the multiverse. There's like an infinite number of these things. There's no way for them to all interconnect, and they don't have to.
I've never agreed with you more, ever, and I'm very curious as to why that didn't happen. Like, does Disney and Marvel just not want to risk like the biscuit? Like, I just don't, like,
I don't know. This seemed like the perfect opportunity for them to do that, and I don't know why they didn't take it.
I'm very curious. We'll never know the answer. Who knows?
Yeah.
But okay, let's do a summary of what happened. So in this episode, in the last episode, Mega Ultron, I'll just call him Mega Ultron, whatever, it's fine. It's probably a cool name for him. Mega Ultron gets
cool.
he gets the 6 Infinity Stones. He gains super powerful power. We talked about it last episode. He was on the power levels as I've always wanted to see Thanos be, but he wasn't. And then the Watcher decides to get a super team to fight him. He gets so here's the rundown of the super team. We get Captain Carter, which we knew was going to happen. We got Captain Carter. We've got Party Thor. We've got Killmonger. We've got Star-Lord, T'Challa.
Yeah.
We've got Evil, Strange, and we've got the last Black Widow. Did I miss one?
We've got Gamora.
Gamora. We got, so listen, that was kind of a neat thing. Like, there's apparently a secret episode that we haven't seen, and it might not ever see it with Gamora. Like that there was an episode with Gamora that we just haven't seen, so we don't know.
Because Gamora wasn't in any of the previous episodes.
So we'll never know what happened with that. Maybe they'll show it. I do want to say,
they had a story for it, but they just couldn't keep it at the same level of quality as the Party Thor episode. So they just had to cut it.
Well, like, one of the key concepts of the story was a gem crusher.
Yeah.
Which seemed really stupid, but I'll just let that pass. So anyway, the team forms. They fight Mega Ultron. It's a pretty good fight. I think it's a really good fight. Don't you?
Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, I guess it's kind of reminiscent of the Thanos fight, right? Kind of.
Which Thanos fight?
This would be Endgame, I'm thinking.
I would say yes. But
smaller scale, much smaller scale.
I would say the Thanos fight is a smaller scale than what we saw. This fight was pretty good. This fight was massive. There were lots of cool stuff going on.
Yeah. Fewer
Evil
people
Strange.
Involved there.
Yeah, Evil Strange puts runes on people, and that was really neat looking.
Right.
We get like shield bashing. We get some cool stuff.
A little bit of planet exploding going on.
Yep, and then Black Widow shoots an arrow with the code of Armin Zola and infects Mega Ultron, and Mega Ultron dies pretty much.
That's our friend from Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yes, correct. And then Armin Zola takes over the Vision body, and then Killmonger betrays the team. He somehow manages to get control of the gems, and then Killmonger and Armin Zola have this weird standoff where they're trying to pull the gems from each other. And then Doctor Strange puts them into a pocket dimension, and everything's fixed.
Right. Yeah. So I really thought it would have been Zola that did the betrayal, but I guess. Well,
I mean, Zola was going to do the betrayal. If he would have got a handle on those gems, he would have definitely betrayed him, but he didn't get a chance. So actually, it was an interesting conundrum. Like, I kind of thought Zola was going to be the good guy, but it turned out, of course, he's not. So, and I will say this. This is what I'll say. I didn't mind the ending. I really didn't. I thought that what I saw was interesting, and I thought what I saw was different than anything else I've seen before. So, I mean, kudos to the writers for finally giving us something that I really wanted. They did that.
Right.
So then Evil Strange is now in charge of guarding this pocket dimension with the Minute. And then the Watcher sends everybody home. He sends the Black Widow to a world where she can exist because everybody was dead on her world. And then
what do you think about that world that he sent her to? Was that scene a callback to any of the MCU movies?
if it was a callback, the closest callback it could have been was to the first Avengers movie. That was the only thing I could think of because they're fighting Loki's forces on a helicarrier, but like
right,
we've never seen that before. It was kind of it wasn't a throwaway, but it was whatever it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just I think it worked. I mean, of course, I have some beefs. A few beefs. The whatever the soul gem crusher thing was that they tried to use to crush the soul gems, I thought that was kind of dumb.
I thought it was kind of neat because it does look like you've seen those videos on the internet where there's a big crushing machine and somebody throws a bike in it and it it struggles to like find the round corners and find a way to suck them in, but eventually it just tears through that bike in a few seconds.
Mike,
and
I've never seen anything.
You've never seen those? Okay, all right. After we're done recording, just go to YouTube and do like crushing machine bicycle or something like that.
Can I say this? I have a really hard time looking at videos when people send them to me. Like I just my instinct is to not look at them.
There's nothing gross, or it's kind of fascinating.
I know. I'm just a jerk. It's
like you can throw anything in this machine and
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll check it out 100%.
So anyway, her crusher's kind of designed like a handheld version of one of those machines. So I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, but it's just like I kind of just feel like, and this is something I thought about today while I don't know why I was thinking about this. I'm over the Infinity Stones. Like I'm done with them.
Oh, like that's exactly where my note is. They sure are getting a lot of use out of the Infinity Stones.
Oof. And like, and just to let the listeners know, we're going to start working on Avengers Infinity War next episode. So that's going to be great. But I do feel like let this be the swan song of the Stones. Like, I don't want another Marvel story with those Stones involved. I don't need to see those again. I don't want them. It's just like, I'm done with them. Like, you've told your story with the Stones. And I do want to say that we finally got the Stones and the people who have the Stones to get to the power level that I appreciate. Like thank you. Like, yes, like these are the way the Infinity Stones should be used. I love the fact that Mega Ultron was powerful enough to destroy an entire galaxy. That is true if you look in the comics. But like, I'm just let it be done. Like, no more Infinity Stone stories, at least for a while. Like, give us a break.
These aren't the last Infinity Stones. These are just one set of Infinity Stones in the multiverse.
Yeah, but like, there's other MacGuffins. There's like,
let's find a way to let's have in a 30-second scene in some upcoming Disney Plus show. Let's somehow get all of the Infinity Stones from all of the multiverses and do something with them so they never show up again.
Or just like not get better writers, get other writers. Like, I understand that the people who are doing What If was kind of tied to the MCU because I think the editorial who's didn't think that the viewers could deal with bringing in new interesting twists from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that the Marvel Zombies was a real push for them. I thought they probably were worried about that. Everything else was pretty safe. And like a lot of times when you are hired as a writer for these things, then like you don't have a lot of say. Like the editorial people say this is what you have to do, and even dialogue and stuff can get changed. So I understand that. But
what do you think of that Marvel Zombies payoff in this episode?
It was. I mean, I was hoping for more. You know, we didn't really get it. I mean, I can understand that they did it, and I was like, that's fine. But this is actually a comic related thing. There's the zombie universe where they're from. There's actually, I think, now this comes from a comic I just read. I forget what it's called. It was it was an old Guardians of the Galaxy comic. I'm not sure if it was Guardians of the Galaxy. It might have been Nova. But anyway, they're coming from a different dimension, like a different universe.
Yeah, that's a different universe, right?
Yeah. So there's a universe where like it's like a consumption universe. It's pretty gross. But there's actually a lot of powers into it. Like the comic I read, The Sentry, which you don't know about, but he's pretty powerful. Became consumed with it, and they invaded the negatives. It was a lot going on with it, and so I kind of thought that was cool, but I don't think they intentionally did that. I don't think they were trying to give a shout out to these comics. I think they were just like, let's dump some zombies on them. I don't think they were doing that.
Yeah, I didn't think the payoff was worth the episode. Because
no, I mean,
Doctor Strange says, "Oh, this'll keep him distracted for a little while," and it basically doesn't.
Yeah, he destroys a plant to kill Wanda, which I thought was pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah, he just zaps away all the zombies, and then Wanda's supposed to be the big bad, and she gets his attention for like maybe a second and a half max before he just blows up the planet to get rid of her.
The scene where Thor throws his hammer and then Evil Strange multiplies the hammers and they all hit him and stuff. I thought that was cool. I really thought that was awesome. That was really neat to see.
That was pretty cool.
And like, of course, the ending of the episode has Captain Carter back in her universe, and she finds, I guess, Steve Rogers.
Yeah, this is the mid-credit scene.
Yeah, it's in the mid-credit scene. I'm sorry, and he's in like this. He's in the so. They walk into this crate, and there's the Hydra Smasher armor in there, and apparently someone's inside it. So it could be Steve Rogers. I don't know. Right. Will we see them again? Yes. So I hope you guys are prepared to see that again. This is definitely going to happen again.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, Mike, you tell me, if you had to grade this, A being excellent, no problems, I would definitely watch it again, to F being like, this was terrible, I can't believe they made it. Where would you land?
We talking about the whole series?
The whole series, collectively whole series.
I'm never watching it again.
I know that, but
F.
Okay.
If F means I'm never watching it again, it's an F.
No. Okay. No. That's the wrong grade. Let me give you a better grade. Right. A is excellent. You love it. F means I'm going to make a nuclear bomb to blow up Disney so they can't make anything else.
Okay, I won't give it an F then.
D means that you are offended and you might stop paying money to Disney for the service.
Yeah.
C means it's average, it's fine, but you've seen better, and I don't really want, and you don't really watch again. I think C is about where I am.
Definitely maybe C minus. For me.
Yeah, C minus for me. Like, there's no way I will watch any of these ever again. Like,
I mean, I might watch the Captain Carter episode again.
If I had a 10-year-old, I would let my 10-year-old watch this. Like, fine, watch it. Like, I don't care. If I had a child and I had Disney Plus, I would actually put my kid in front of Disney Plus and be like, you can watch any of this stuff. It's fine with me. Like, even though some of it's kind of violent, but I'd still.
So I had been watching these with my family, and then I gave up on that.
How do you do that? Do you so how old are your kids again? You don't have to give me details.
They're middle-aged kids.
Middle-aged kids?
Yeah, so that's somewhere between 0 and 18.
So they're old.
Halfway between those two. Halfway between those
So they're old enough to be like, Dad, I don't want to do this, right?
Yeah, they're definitely old enough to do that. Right.
But how do you coerce them? Do you make snacks? Do you say, okay, we'll go watch some TV now, everybody come on in? Like what do you do? I'm curious about it.
We started movie night when the kids were really young. And so my daughter always expects a movie night every week.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, just we started watching these. I was like, hey, there's a new What If. Let's watch them together.
Yeah.
And about halfway through, I just kind of gave up on that because it wasn't worth.
What's movie night this week?
Don't know yet. Don't know yet.
Cool. I love movie night. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law do movie nights. We didn't do movie nights when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
We did. It wasn't a thing.
So when I was a kid, it seems like this probably wasn't the real case, but it seems like every Sunday night was a movie night because there was Disney didn't have their own channel, but they had their own
Sunday night movies
time slot. The Disney movie time slot on Sunday night.
Sunday night movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody watched those.
Yeah.
Hey, Zoomers, young millennials, whatever you call yourselves, the young people below millennials, there was a time where you didn't have VHS or DVDs or nothing. You had a television, and you had to get a piece of paper thing called a TV guide, and you looked through it once a week to see what was playing.
Fancy with the TV guide.
Yeah, I know. You didn't. Some people didn't have that.
Didn't have that. We just had to figure it out.
Yeah, and then you turn the channel when the time was right.
Yeah, so you have to wait all week long until the time comes around when you can watch a movie.
That was in our lifetimes.
Right.
That seems so crazy that's how we dealt with TV now. And now we have too much TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't even watch it all.
Right.
So it's just crazy. Right. Yeah. I guess we should say goodbye to What If. I guess
I got a few other things to talk about.
Go for it.
My I really like the start of this episode a lot because I don't, for whatever reason, this seems like something I wouldn't like, but for whatever reason, I liked the What If episode where they basically retread one of the Marvel movies and changed something about it, which is like mainly the Captain Carter episode, and a little bit of the Doctor Strange one. But I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. I guess because it allows my memory of the movie to fill in a lot of the gaps that you wouldn't get in a 30-minute story, you know? But so I really like the beginning of this where it's basically the beginning of which Captain America movie is it? The second one, right?
Yes.
Where
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, where Captain America's on the ship going after Batroc.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they had a fight, and that fight was pretty cool.
That fight, and so in the movie, it was very cool. I commented on how much I love that. And then in this, the What If version of it, it was also a very cool fight, and I really enjoyed that.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, and I felt that way doing for 2 episodes. I felt that way for the Doctor Strange episode because the point in the movie they were analyzing and focused on was such a small point that you will have missed it in Doctor Strange. And the next one I think is Captain Carter as well because again that movie, but like I think it's based off the movie, like the quality of like if you have so I will say that most of the Marvel movies are between A's and B's, right?
Right.
When they focused on the A's, like if they say, okay, I'm going to focus on Captain America, the First Avenger, and then they did a What If on that,
right?
That's like an A to B ratio. But when they focused on the B's, like the Thor movies, like it's like that's the C. Like you like those Thor, the first 2 Thor movies aren't great, and then they made a What If on it, and it's still not great.
Yeah,
So in some ways, it's like
their What If with Thor was not about anything really.
No, it wasn't. And then, again, imagine they spent millions of dollars making an episode. Why? It's just a wasted episode. There's somebody at the studio right now.
I don't know what happened with the Gamora episode, but anyway,
we'll see it at some point. They're probably saving it for something, but we'll see it at some point. We'll see.
Did you watch Doctor Who?
No, I did not.
Oh, you did not. Okay, no. So I really like. It seems like there's a homage to Doctor Who in this because when they're in the pub, and I guess it's the Watcher or Doctor Strange says, "I wouldn't open that door if I were you." And Thor opens the door, and
that's funny. Yeah.
They're like floating through space. That makes me think of the TARDIS from Doctor Who because you're in the TARDIS. It looks like it's a very big open space. You open the doors, and you're just in the middle of the galaxy, like flying through space. It's kind of crazy.
And
so I got a kick out of that.
How much of our movies are based off of movies that we like? Is anyone doing anything original anymore?
Oh, these days, no, that doesn't happen anymore. It's very rare. Like there's Rian Johnson, right? He did Knives Out.
Yeah,
that was an original story.
That was great.
Edgar Wright has a original story that's actually coming out right now.
What's it called?
Last Night in Soho.
Oh, cool.
Which might be too spooky for me.
I think you can handle it.
So I'm going to watch it because it's an Edgar Wright movie, but I might have to cleanse my palate by watching something very funny after I watch it.
Yeah, and
do you do that? Like if you watch a scary movie, you're like, I gotta watch.
I don't watch scary movies.
Yeah, I don't.
I gotta get sleep. I gotta sleep. I can't.
I hear you.
I can't. I watch.
The way I handle it though is I followed up with watching something like a comedy that I just love watching over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wished so much more for What If, but it is what it is.
What'd you think of this episode compared to the second to last episode?
Good. Both of them were good.
I thought this one was a little bit less than the second one. The second to last.
Yeah, I can see that. Endings are hard. Excuse me. Endings are hard. It's hard to stick the landing of anything because if you create the beginning's always fine because the reader or listener doesn't have any idea what they're getting into, and in the middle, if it's enjoyable, they're loving it. And then if you love it, you don't want it to end. And so any ending. So for example, Game of Thrones. There was no way they were going to make an ending for Game of Thrones that was decent because the middle part was so fantastic for so many people. I will say that Game of Thrones had too many rape scenes, but neither here nor there. And so when the ending did occur, everybody's like, oh, ugh. But what the reader or viewer is really saying is, I didn't want this to end. Like, that's what they're really saying. They're not saying this ending sucked. What they're really saying is, I didn't want this to end. And so it's really hard. Like, that's just kind of how it is. It's like gratifying endings is really difficult to do. Most people, when it comes to endings, I think the creator should feel more satisfied than the viewer or reader because they're not going to feel satisfied. Period. I mean, it's like people who don't make or build anything don't understand what it's like to even create an ending, so they don't have to worry about it. But so I kind of give endings a pass. I think that ending's going to be difficult to do no matter what. Right. So I don't really care too much. Now music's different. Music's a different one. Like ending the music is last song on an album is something you can't control.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I thought you were talking about ending a song.
No, ending the songs, that's easy too. You just fade out. I'm big on fade outs.
Yeah, remember like when every song just faded out at the end.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
Not as much, I don't think.
Oh, I love fade outs. It's perfect.
I love how like REM would end a song where the music just kind of falls apart.
There's an album, I don't know what it is off the top of my head, that it's a vinyl record, and it doesn't at the very end it loops, so you don't know when it ends. It's like and you don't know it stops. Like you just think, okay, is it over? Because it's just like it just makes that same noise forever. And it's like I've been listening to this for 30 minutes. I don't know if it stops or not. And it's pretty cool. Right. Anyway, well, hey, what if? Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. You weren't good as Loki, and we didn't think it would be. There you go. And Mike, we're not getting anything for Marvel for quite a while, so it's gonna be a little dirge, no shows, no nothing.
Yeah, what's coming up next? Is it Eternals?
It's Hawkeye. Hawkeye's in December. Eternals in around the same time. I think Eternals is November. I don't know. Hang on.
I think Hawkeye's November. Hawkeye's right before Thanksgiving.
Yes, you are right. You're right. So Hawkeye is next, and then we get Eternals, and then we get Spider-Man. So it's fine. We don't.
I'm looking forward to Hawkeye.
I'm looking forward to talking to you about Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I am. I haven't read the comic yet. I'm going to start reading the comic soon. But I'm looking. I mean, I love talking about this stuff with you. You're great.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, we have a new segment.
What's the new segment?
News you can abuse.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
Rhymes.
And it's fine. That's it. That's it.
All right.
So for our listeners, what I'm going to try to do is find like 4 or 5 MCU related.
Did you get that title from one of the What If writers?
No, man. Oh, come on. I made that up. It's much better than that garbage. I'm going to get some news you can use or abuse, whatever, every week. So today we have 4 snippets. Let's start with the first one. There's a rumor that Agatha, it was Agatha all along, that Agatha will have her own spinoff at some point. If I had to gauge rumors, I would say true. It will happen at some point, 100%. I'm not looking forward to it, but people apparently love it.
I'm looking forward to it. I like Catherine Hahn a lot. I think she's a great actress.
I just don't. I mean, who's the actress's name?
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah, she's great. Give her a different show. I know. I'm a purist.
You didn't think she was good as Agatha?
I mean, I'm a purist. Like, what does that have to do with the comics? She didn't have anything to do. She had like 4 things to do with the comics.
I don't know anything about the comics.
Well, it's like there's a couple things she could do, but not much.
Just give me Catherine Hahn and make her a witch. Boom, sold. I'll watch that.
This is not these Marvel products should be about the comics, not about actors and actresses. We're missing the point.
All right, what's so special about Agatha from the comics?
Hey, guess what? Nothing. Okay, so
there you have it. They can do whatever they want.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to just deal with that because people are what they are. That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
I'm looking forward
next
to that.
Next up. I don't know if you
Jay, like you said with Hawkeye, I'm really looking forward to talking about that with you.
Hey, great. Wait, when the show comes out?
Yeah, when the show comes out.
Okay.
We don't watch it and talk about it. It's going to be awesome.
Thankfully, it's going to take at least a year for them to make it. So it's good. Right. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but guess who is officially in the MCU?
Let's see. Donatello.
No, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, how cool would that be?
That would be actually really awesome if Disney bought the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I would be stoked. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear a spoiler, then turn this off right now. Venom is in the MCU 100%, 100% in the MCU now.
Now, does this make you sad or
Sad, extremely sad.
Does it correct your biggest criticism of the Venom movies?
It doesn't correct anything. It doesn't fix anything. No, the whole okay. At some point, we will have this discussion at the proper time. We don't have time today, but there's a mythos between Spider-Man and Venom. There's a mythos. There's a story. There's a mythology behind it, and they broke it, so they can't fix it now. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Can't they fix it when Venom comes to the MCU?
No, because there's a whole story behind it. There's a whole story. It's a whole story, and they have to figure. The only way they can fix it is if Venom leaves Eddie Brock and then goes to Peter Parker. I don't even know how that would work. I don't know. It's just so I don't know what they're going to do.
So how are they gonna? How's Venom coming to the MCU if it's not that way?
If you did, okay, so if you look, there is a
this
link.
Is news, man. I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, there's a link.
News to us.
Yeah. At the post-credit scenes of Venom the movie, which got terrible reviews. Do you know the guy who played the guy who played what's his face?
Venom?
Oh my gosh. He was in Black Panther. He had the sonic arm. I forget his name. I'm the comic book person.
Oh, Andy Serkis?
Yes. Wait, yeah, he directed it.
He directed the Venom movie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he might have did he might have did mocap action for Venom himself. Anyway,
he directed some of the second camera stuff for the Lord of the Rings.
Oh God! I think I got my wife to watch one. I think she agreed.
Yeah,
it took me years. Anyway, so
my wife loves the Lord of the Rings,
and my wife hates him. In the post-credit scene for Venom, there's a scene where they're hiding out because they're wanted, and then the universe around them changes. They're in like this really crappy hotel room, and then it flashes and changes into this beach room, and then the TV flicks on, and it shows that scene from Spider-Man No Way Far From Home where J. Jonah Jameson reveals Spider-Man's true identity. That comes on the TV screen. So it confirms that he is in the same universe as the rest of the MCU. So he's there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how they can correct your biggest hang up with Venom with doing that.
They can just not make any more Venom movies. Just stop.
Do you not like the character, or you just don't like how
I don't like their approach. I do not like their approach.
You'd have to solve your issue with Venom. Tom Holland can't be Peter Parker anymore. Someone new has to be either Peter Parker or who's the other guy?
Eddie Brock?
No.
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
No,
they have to start the story over that way, right?
Yeah, in order to fix this, they have to have a completely new universe with completely new actors and whole thing. Yeah, they can't do this. They can't do it. To fix my problem. No, they can't.
Right, to fix your problem. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I don't think they care. That's nobody at Disney.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's there
Jarvis
saying, we got to fix Jay's problem.
Yeah, Jarvis's problem is right. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Next up.
So you're doomed is what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, whatever.
And everybody like you, like Cliff Bleszinski, that cares about.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're all going to be
Venom and Spider-Man. They're all doomed too.
Here's what I will say: it's obvious that Sony is doing this because Marvel and Disney have better resources overall. So if Sony's
like, hey, we like the money that we got from your Marvel Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
If you want to keep doing that and having Spider-Man in your movies, guess what? We're also going to like the money that you're going to give us from Venom movies.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, and I think Sony might just be like done. Like if I was Sony, I think Sony's making plenty of money just renting this stuff out, and at some point they're going to sell the rights back to Marvel anyway. So anyway, next up, in the Eternals will have the first openly gay superhero. Phastos will be the first openly gay superhero in the MCU.
Is that a he or a she?
It's a he. It's the black dude with glasses.
Oh, the guy that didn't go through the training program.
What training program?
You know, the $1 million fitness and nutrition.
The guy who didn't pump weights and stuff. Yeah, apparently he's gay. Okay. And of course, who cares? Hey, here's a trivia question. who is the first openly gay comic book character from Marvel? Marvel does have an openly gay comic book character. Who is he? The very first one. You won't get this.
I have absolutely no idea.
North Star. No, yeah. North Star. He was a member of Alpha Flight.
I've never even heard of North Star.
I know.
Nor have I heard of Alpha Flight.
Well, one day. Next up, Scarlett Johansson and Disney are besties again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, they settled, which we all did, which means that Disney just dumped a bunch of money on Scarlett Johansson. She's like, here's a lot of dough. Will we ever see a Marvel movie with Scarlett Johansson again? Nope, never again.
She said she looked forward to their future collaborations.
Well, I mean, Scarlett Johansson's an interesting one. I'm pretty sure she's done with Black Widow, but who knows what else they have.
I enjoyed the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot of the Black Widow fighting scenes, and I guess some of the repartee with other characters in the other movies.
No, yeah, she's great.
I could definitely watch 2 or 3 more Black Widow movies with Scarlett Johansson in them. I don't know which one I would line up for faster, though, a Black Widow movie with Scarlett or a Black Widow movie with Florence Pugh.
I don't care.
I like the character a lot, and I think it could be Marvel's James Bond.
Yeah, it could be. Okay. And finally, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in Black Panther, is apparently a vicious anti-vaxxer, like real bad.
Yeah, I do know militant anti-vaxxer.
I mean, the word militant, that's kind of
aggressive.
I wouldn't say aggressive, just like bad. Okay. I don't know what's going on with her, and I don't know what's going on, but she won't shut up about it. It's like, so it is what it is.
Very ironic that she is the scientist.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
And like, it's just heartbreaking more than anything. It's just like, I just wish she wasn't like that. But I mean, I don't want to say.
Where are they at with production of this movie? Like, how deep are they into it?
It's probably almost done, if not.
Really?
I mean, the in-person acting stuff only takes like 6 months. The most of the movie is like all the post-production stuff. So it's pretty close to being done. But it's like a PR nightmare, because what if she goes on tour or something and someone asks her about the vaccine stuff, and she has to be like, well, blah, 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 vaccines make you lose your hair or makes you infertile. Like, I don't know how Disney's going to handle it.
Right.
So we'll see. It's kind of a nightmare.
Is she going to be the new Black Panther?
Great question. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea. I know that the next Black Panther movie is called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? And like, do remember that they do film and make these shows and movies so like it can be edited in a billion different ways. So let's go and be like. True. So who knows? They could have filmed several different scenes doing several different things, but it's just kind of sad that I mean, like there was a really great news. That's good news from Africa that they have a malaria vaccine.
Oh yeah, the malaria vaccine, right?
Yeah, it's 50% effective, and people were like, "Well, it's only 50% effective." And I was like, "Yeah, it's 50% effective versus what we used to have, which is nothing." Right. I mean, thousands of people die from malaria every year. If it cuts it in half, that's a miracle. That's a medical miracle that thousands of people won't die from malaria this year, in the years because of the malaria vaccine. So again, vaccines work. It's a part of our life. It's part of our technology, and it's just kind of sad that people like just think that they can just they get caught up in these conspiracy theories because they feel like the world has no control. The world's chaos, so there has to be some guiding conspiracy behind it. No, the world's chaos. Yeah, and we try to fix the world by making vaccines to lessen some of the chaos. So instead of getting into this conspiracy theory crap, why don't you take some classes or listen to some people or read some books and then, make informed opinions instead of just like spouting stuff out and making Letitia Wright. People like young kids probably look up to her, and she's saying she does. It's just kind of obnoxious. It is what it is. That is our.
I was hoping she would be the Black Panther, but now I'm.
Yeah, well, that was our news that you can abuse.
Right.
Right. Mike, you had some news. You said that we're doing some good stuff, right? Some kind of new podcast thing. What's going on?
What did I tell you about?
He sent me a text. He said that we were like number 1 in a new podcast.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the Good Pods podcast app.
Awesome.
We are number 1 in the after shows category.
We did
the Good
it.
Pods app. Yeah.
I'm currently dancing in money. Like I have like stacks of money. Like I'm falling.
Making it rain over here.
My $100 bills just fell on me. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, new listeners, thank you. Welcome. We would love to hear from you. And Mike, how can people listen to us? Or tell people about us or share us.
Yeah. One good way to do that is to download the Good Pods podcast app. Check it out. See if you like it. It's different from other podcasting app. It's social based, so you get a feed of what other people that you're following are listening to. They've got groups on there, and you can actually comment on podcast episodes, and other people can see your comments. So that's pretty cool.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah. So try that out.
And we totally did not get paid by them.
I know. I it sounded kind of like I was reading an ad, but I was not.
But hey, we are not against that.
Yeah, not against it. Good Pods.
I will read.
Hit us up.
I will read an ad for anyone. I will do it. I will cast that check. Except for not everything. I have certain limits, but very few.
I mean, I've got limits. I'm not taking money from Facebook.
No.
I deleted my account this week.
Even though I really would want to.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of money, but...
congratulations. Welcome to the anti-Facebook team. You won't miss it. You probably don't even...
I haven't been using it for years. I just finally deleted my account.
But if you do share our podcast on Facebook, thank you very much.
Yeah. Other than the Good Pods podcast app, if you're using something else than that, try it out. See if you like it. But if you're using something else other than that, hit that share button right now.
Share it.
Share this podcast with a friend or 5 friends.
We have a lot of cool things coming up. We're getting ready to have our first ever 2-hour podcast coming up. Pretty cool. We're going to start looking at Avengers Infinity War. So please, we have a guest star, Joe's going to come back, right?
Yeah, that's right. Josh.
It'll be fun. Yes. So Josh? Why do I call him Joe?
You've only met him once.
Hey, Josh. Yeah. He seems like a Joe. Anyway, share. We're on Twitter at Sideshow. We're also on Reddit. We're also
at Super Sideshow.
At Super Sideshow, correct. We're also on Reddit at Super Sideshow. I'm also on Twitter at JSlacks, and Mike is on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter as Don't At Me.
Don't At Me, correct. And we are not on Facebook. I am on Instagram still, though. So
yeah, I deleted my Facebook account. I don't know if that means it auto deleted my Instagram or not.
No, it's still there. I have to see my friends' babies. I mean, that's the only way I can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a group chat going?
No. I wonder why we don't.
Yeah.
I think they might have a group chat, and I'm not on it.
Uh-oh.
I don't care. I don't want this. I don't want those chats.
Because you're not a breeder.
Don't put me on those. Yeah, don't put me on those group chats. I don't care.
Right.
All right. Hey, Mike, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon to talk about Infinity War.
Are you gonna watch it again?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, you have to.
I have to because I don't remember much about it.
I've watched that movie 20 times.
Really? Maybe twice.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe
definitely watch it again, and please take notes.
Yeah. Although I hear you're gonna have a huge list of show notes for people to read up on.
Yeah,
all kinds of trivia and tidbits.
I gotta start working on that right now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. See you then.